I don't think that people are born with a naturally inbuilt feeling of truth. So many factors influence us as we become adults: family, culture, political regime, schools that we attend, or books that we have access to. And year by year, you have to grow your personal truth or truths. And this process is almost never easy, yet it is important, as it gives so much sought feeling of inner freedom to be your authentic self. In one of the recent videos on this channel, I already talked about 5 truths that I've been told that turned out to be a lie, and today I would like to walk a little bit further and share with you more such false truths. And maybe you can relate to my perspective, maybe you completely disagree. It will be super interesting to discuss in the comments. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Anna, and this channel is about the gentle philosophy of finding and nourishing your true self through meaningful ideas, relationships, and things. And if you are already a friend of the channel, I'm so glad to have your company again. So, the first false truth to talk about today is the following. Competition leads to success. First, I must confess that I'm a very competitive person somehow. Whenever I play games, be it board games or sport games with someone, for example with my partner Brian, I want to win. Badly want to win. Because it feels nice and satisfying, and also it feeds my inner thirst for acknowledgement. Which is not a bad thing necessarily, but in life it can lead to some quite questionable choices and a troubled perception of yourself in the process of living. While I enjoy competitiveness in leisure activities, years ago I've taken a very conscious decision to quit competition in everything else, in work life, in creative work, in relationships. I saw how competitiveness is rooted in scarcity. When you think that your place has been taken by someone or is going to be taken, and your ultimate task is not to make it happen. And other roots of competition are lack of generosity, fear, and also superiority. When I still thought that competition will lead me to success, be it in work or in relationships, I would say or do things that I'm not proud of now. Competition made me overlook some very important moral values that were not worth sacrificing, first of all. Whatever competition means to you, it doesn't mean that it can be obtained through racing with others. It's like a runner who doesn't see any reason in running on their own, on enjoying the process as it is, but sees meaning only in competing during marathons or something like that. Unfortunately, we are taught to be competitive more than we are encouraged to be curious. There is no ultimate prize to win. We have our own life trajectories, and all the awards and lessons that come with them are also very different and unique, and it's very useless to compete for them. You will inevitably get what's yours and what will serve you the best. At least this is the current truth of mine for now. You have to have a purpose in life. Adults have a very annoying habit of asking children what they want to become when they grow up. And of course, there are prodigy kids who know their life purpose from very early age, but the majority are not like that, and they are simply trying to guess what they are wanted to become. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm one of such kids who never knew their true vocation or purpose in life. I have changed quite a few careers and creative endeavors and passions and even small businesses, but nothing felt like it was my ultimate life purpose. no ideas, no passions felt like that. While everywhere I would read or hear that everyone on this planet has an ultimate purpose or vocation, they just need to find it. And with time, I started to think, what if the ultimate purpose in life is in living your life the way you want to, the way that makes you feel fulfilled and joyful every given day? Well, not maybe every day, but most of your days. This week I had yet another attempt of painting with watercolors, but unlike my previous attempts when I was left very frustrated and annoyed and disappointed with myself, this time I felt joy. It's because I let myself acknowledge that I don't have to become a watercolor professional or create something life-changing or stunning. My new interest doesn't have to become an ultimate and strong passion or purpose. Just having fun is absolutely okay. And whenever we let go of the pressure to find and follow a purpose, we suddenly begin to enjoy life more. For many of us, seeking a purpose can turn into chasing the horizon without taking your time to look around and see where you are in your life and what you can do with it. What's the function of a galaxy? I don't know if our life has a purpose, and I don't see that it matters. What does matter is that we are apart, like a thread in a cloth or a grass blade in a field. It is, and we are. What we do is like wind blowing on the grass. Distractions are bad. If you watch any popular video or read any best-selling book on productivity, you will inevitably find the idea that focus needs to be sharp, must be sharp, and all distractions have to be eliminated. And when I used to believe this truth, I would suffer a lot. Because I got frustrated with myself for my inability to direct my attention forcefully. After experimenting with my own mind, I found out that I get more productive and more focused, and my imagination works the best once I allow my mind wander freely for a while. I do need distractions, and this is a specific feature of my mind, while yours can be completely different. So please, please remember this, because here on this channel and in this video, I voice only my personal opinion based on my own experiences. But after I talked about this topic with a couple of people, with few people with the same creative kind of predisposition, I found very many similarities between us. We cannot utilize the monk mode. We need the flow of varieties, and we need the change or changes constantly. Also, it can happen so that when you force yourself to focus, you can cause a sort of a mental numbness and disgust towards the task that you are trying to solve. Maybe try to track when you get your best ideas and when you are the most productive, when you simply sit down and focus, or when you do something else. For example, I get my most interesting thoughts when I walk to the grocery store and back, or when I brush my teeth. But of course, it is important to remember that not all distractions are made equal, and there needs to be a balance, as always. Never burn the bridges down, otherwise you will regret it. So many times I was told that it's so important to maintain connections and that connections are more important than money. And of course, in some situations it's true, but not always. I used to keep in touch with people who I didn't want to be in touch because I didn't like them that much, because those people were toxic, but I was staying connected with them because I just was so anxious and I was afraid that I will lose that contact, and whenever I will need it, I won't have it. And of course, it never happened. I never needed their help, and I was just torturing myself with the connectivity thing. And I still regret not doing the satisfying act of burning the bridges down with certain people from my past, like saying everything that you want to say, slam the door, and never look back. But since it never happened, I still look back sometimes and I have mild regrets for not doing so. Anyway, take it as a reminder that sometimes you can regret not speaking up and standing up for yourself. As I'm a hardcore introvert and quite asocial person, keeping connections is a very challenging task for me. And as a highly sensitive person, I tend to avoid having any conflicts with other people. And I'm still learning to be more fearless in my communication, and it's definitely a process. The next false truth was prompted by one of the viewers and old friends of the channel. And by the way, I read all your comments and I try to respond or react to as many of them as I can at the moment. Time heals all wounds. Nope. Just time doesn't heal. It just creates a certain numbness, and the numb tissue of your heart doesn't equal healed. Relying solely on time and expecting to be healed without any extra inner work can lead to a lot of frustration and potentially to even more pain. From my own experience, I've learned that forgiveness heals, love heals, acceptance heals, gratitude heals, but solely time, no. It's just a catalyst, or even less. There is also a danger of getting stuck in the past, of living your life on autopilot without changing anything. Wounds get healed once you apply enough healing efforts, even if it's just short moments of daily reflection. Giving place to your truths is life-changing, as it lifts so much weight off your shoulders. And I'm still in the process of discovering more personal truths of mine, and I'm very excited about this process as there is so much more to unfold. And I hope that everything that I shared today inspired you in some way. Yeah, that would be the best reward that I can have. The most important kind of freedom is to be what you really are. You trade in your reality for a role. You trade in your sense for an act. You give up your ability to feel, and in exchange, put on a mask. There can't be any large-scale revolution until there's a personal revolution on an individual level. It's got to happen inside first. Thank you so much for your time and attention, dear friends. This video is here for you to watch, only thanks to everyone who supports my work on Patreon and other tipping platforms, because you make my voice heard. Thank you for this. And for now, as always, be safe and keep your heart open, and I will see you soon. Пока-пока!